Welcome back to Bridge for Beginners. In Lesson 1, we set the stage. In Lesson 2, we focus on the play, how the cards are actually played after the auction. You'll learn what a trick is, the one rule you can't break, following suit, and how trumps and ruffing can turn a tiny card into a winner. Bridge is a 4-player partnership game. North and South are partners. East and West are partners. The auction happens first, but the play is where the contract is either made or defeated. The auction establishes whether there's a trump suit or no trump, the target number of tricks, and who becomes declarer and dummy. Within a suit, ace is high and 2 is low. That ranking never changes. Now, the basic unit of play is a trick. A trick is 4 cards, 1 from each player, played in clockwise order. One player leads, then the next player plays, and so on until all 4 cards are down. In this example, South leads the 6 of diamonds. West plays the 2. North plays the king. East plays the 5. North wins because the king is the highest diamond played. Those 4 cards are credited to the winning side. On online bridge platforms, this is tracked automatically, and whoever wins a trick gets the lead to the next one. Here is the rule you cannot break. If a suit is led and you have any card in that suit, you must play that suit. If a club is led and you have a club, you play a club. If you run out of the suit led, if you are void, then you may play any other card. That's a discard. In no trump, a trick is won by the highest card in the suit that was led. If you discard another suit, it cannot win, no matter how high, because it's not the suit led. And that leads to a fun fact. It's possible to win a trick with a 2, if nobody can follow suit, and your small card is now the highest card in the suit led. On most deals, one suit becomes trumps. Any trump, even the 2, can beat any card in a different suit. You still must follow suit if you can. But if you are void in the suit led, you may play a trump to win the trick. That is called trumping, or ruffing. Now, if 2 players are void and both ruff, the higher trump wins. Ruffing higher than another ruff is an overruff. Let's play a full example in no trump. The declaring side's target is 9 tricks. West makes the opening lead. Dummy goes down, and you can immediately see where declarer's tricks will come from. Trick 1. In no trumps, it is normal to lead from your strongest suit. West leads the 2 of spades. Declarer plays a low spade from dummy. East plays the ace of spades, winning the trick. Trick 2. Since East won the first trick, he leads to the second. He leads the queen of spades, and the other 3 players follow. Trick 3. East is still on lead. He leads his last spade, and West captures South's jack with the king. Trick 4. West leads the 10 of spades. This is the last spade, and since no suit has been made trumps, it must win the trick. Declarer throws a heart from dummy. Trick 5. Declarer's target was 9 tricks. If the defenders could score 1 more trick, they would defeat him. West leads the jack of diamonds. South wins with the king. Trick 6. Declarer now seeks to make 5 tricks in clubs. South leads the king of clubs, and the other 3 hands follow with low clubs. Trick 7. Declarer leads the 6 of clubs and wins the trick with dummy's ace of clubs. Now the lead is in dummy, and declarer will be able to make tricks with the other high clubs. Tricks 8 and 9. Declarer wins the next 2 tricks by leading the queen of clubs and then the jack of clubs. Trick 10. Declarer leads dummy's last club, the 3 of clubs. No one else has any clubs left, so this lowly card wins the trick, everyone else discarding. Trick 11. Declarer leads a heart from dummy and wins the trick with the ace. Trick 12. Declarer wins the penultimate trick with the king of hearts. Trick 13. Declarer wins the last trick with the ace of diamonds. What was the effect of all that? The defenders scored 4 tricks and the declarer scored 9. Since that was his target, he was successful on this occasion. Bridge players would say, South scored 9 tricks in no trumps. The play of a whole hand with trumps. The presence of a trump suit has a big effect on the play. On the next deal, North-South have 10 spades between them. They decide to make the spade suit trumps. They set themselves a target of 10 tricks. Trick 1. West leads the ace of hearts, which wins the first trick. Trick 2. West leads the king of hearts. This does not win the trick. South has no hearts left and is therefore allowed to trump or ruff. He ruffs with the 5 of spades, winning the trick. Trick 3. Declarer's next move is to remove the defender's trumps. He leads the ace of trumps, everyone following. Trick 4. Declarer draws a second round of trumps. He leads a low trump from his hand and wins with dummy's queen of trumps. East discards a diamond. Trick 5. Declarer makes a trick by leading a low diamond to his ace. Trick 6. Declarer makes a trick by leading the king of diamonds. Trick 7. Declarer leads the 8 of spades, West producing the queen. Now we see the other main advantage of a trump suit. Declarer can score an extra trick by ruffing in the dummy. He plays dummy's 4 of spades, winning the trick. Trick 8. Declarer makes a trick by leading the ace of clubs. Trick 9. Declarer leads the 2 of clubs and East wins the trick with the king. Trick 10. East makes a trick by leading the queen of clubs. Trick 11. East leads the queen of hearts, declarer ruffing with the 10. Trick 12. Declarer makes a trick by leading the king of trumps. Trick 13. Declarer makes a trick by leading the jack of trumps, and the effect this time? Declarer made 10 tricks with spades as trumps. Once again, he was successful in achieving his target. Now that you've watched 2 complete hands, one in no trump and one with a trump suit, we're going to slow down. Not just to memorize terms, but to understand how bridge card play really works. Now, let's lock in the most important rule in bridge play. Follow suit versus discard. Follow suit means if a suit is led and you have at least one card in that suit, you must play that suit. You don't get to choose another suit. Discard means if you have no cards in the suit that was led, you are void in that suit. Only then may you play a card from a different suit. That card is your discard. Now a key idea, the master card. A master card is the highest remaining card in a suit, the card that can't be beaten in that suit. At the start, if the ace is still out there, the ace is the master card. Once the ace is played, the king becomes the new master, then the queen, then the jack. That change is called promotion. When higher cards disappear, lower cards get promoted. They turn into winners. Here's a term you'll hear a lot in bridge: a stopper. A stopper is a high card that stands in the way of the opponents taking tricks in a suit. Most often, an ace is the stopper. Imagine North leads the king. What did that accomplish? It forced out West's ace, the stopper. The moment the ace is gone, North's queen and jack are promoted. They become the new master cards in that suit. So the ace was literally standing in the way. That's exactly what stopper means. Until you remove that stopper, your lower honors are not true winners yet. Now, let's separate two important ideas: quick tricks versus potential tricks. A quick trick is a trick you can win immediately, right now, without needing anything to happen first. An ace is a classic quick trick. Potential is different. Potential is the ability to develop tricks in a suit by promotion. In other words, slow winners. In our example, East-West have one quick trick, the ace, but no potential for more tricks in that suit. North-South have no quick trick in that suit, but they do have potential. Once the stopper is knocked out, two slow winners appear. Now we need a concept that explains a lot of bridge. Entries, also called transportation. An entry is a card that lets you move the lead to the hand you need, either to your hand or to dummy, at the right moment. Here's what that looks like. On the first trick, the lead travels to the south hand, with South winning the trick and taking the lead away from North. Then the lead travels back to the North hand, with North winning the next trick with the ace. Try playing North's 3 cards in different orders. You'll see the lead travels between partners depending on which card you play first. It can feel like there's an invisible bridge between the two hands that lets the lead shuttle from one hand to the other. And keeping that bridge open, keeping your entries, is central in bridge. Now, length winners. Here is the simple version. Potential is length. If you have more cards in a suit than the opponents, you can often make extra tricks after they run out. That final small card becomes a winner through sheer force of length. For example, Trick 4. North plays her last card, the 2 of spades. Everyone else has run out of spades. So North's 2 of spades wins the trick, and everyone else is forced to discard. Length tricks are not always automatic. Sometimes the suit is blocked. Here's a nasty beginner example. One hand has all the high cards, but the other hand holds the last long card, and there is no way to reach it at the right time. We call that other hand entryless. It has a winner, but you can't get there when you need to. Quick quiz. With either North or South on lead, how many tricks can North-South take? Answer: only 3. South will take the first 3 tricks with her powerful spade suit. Can they win another? Visualize the 4th trick. The key is who has the lead. Since South won the last trick, South has the lead. North's last spade is a winner. It's the lone remaining spade, but it's in the wrong hand. We can't get there from here. That is exactly what entryless means. Now, blocked suits. When a suit is divided so you cannot enjoy the fruits of its length, we say the suit is blocked. Sometimes the deal is naturally blocked. Nobody made a mistake. The cards were just dealt that way. But very often, beginners block a suit by their own play, and that's preventable. Here is the key beginner lesson. Don't block your own suit. If you take winners in the wrong order, you can strand a winning long card in the wrong hand. You end up stuck in the other hand with no way back. A good player learns to keep an imaginary bridge open between the two hands. Now, a quick quiz. Starting in the North hand, How would you play this spade combination to get the most out of a 4-card spade suit? Here's the wrong order. Visualize what happens if North plays the ace first and then the king. You have already blocked the suit. On trick 3, North plays the 2 of spades over to South's queen. That strands the good 3 of spades in the North hand. Now you are stuck in the South hand, and you have abandoned your winning long spade. A good player keeps an imaginary bridge open between the 2 hands. Keeping the lines of communication open between partners is one of the central concerns on any hand. Now, choosing a card to lead. This is a very important subject, and later we'll study it in much more detail. For now, I want you to remember one rule. Memorize it. It will save you many mistakes. If you have a sequence, lead the top of the sequence. A sequence means touching honors. So from Queen-Jack, lead the queen. What if you don't have a sequence? For example, Queen 6-4-2. Here the beginner rule is, test the waters with a low card. Lead the 2. Leading the queen usually has no purpose. It doesn't help you promote the 6, and it can give away information. So lead low, and save your unsupported honor, your queen, for later. Next time in Lesson 3, we'll focus on hand valuation and scoring. We'll cover high card points, length points, and dummy points. Then we'll learn how to recognize your hand pattern, balanced versus unbalanced. And we'll do an introduction to how scoring works. One more thing, the Lesson 2 practice video is coming soon, so you can practice everything you learned today. If you found this lesson helpful, please like the video and subscribe to the channel. It really helps this series reach other beginners. Now, go watch the practice video for Lesson 2. Thank you for watching, and thank you for supporting the channel. See you in the next lesson.